Hello everyone, welcome to another session of learning. We've been discussing for the CTET and TNTET exams, that is for the state eligibility, teacher eligibility test exams. And we are going through the child development pedagogy concepts. So first we've completed one half, okay. So one part of all these are over with respect to the basics of child development and its interaction with learning, and all such concepts are all over. Now we are getting into the second part of it, that is the socialization process. So we are going to look into this again in different parts, and this is the first part of this topic, socialization process. We learn what is socialization, the types, the features, the factors influencing socialization, the stages of socialization, the agents of socialization, and how it is going to impact education, and all these things we'll be learning in the upcoming videos. So now to start with, we are going to look into the introduction of socialization and its process. Okay, so basically what is socialization? It is nothing but the passing of certain norms or customs or values. So whatever giving all the skills. Okay, so you need some skills to get along with the people in your neighborhood or in the society. Okay, so for that, what are the skills you need and what are the habits you need to follow with respect to your society? Okay, so all these things lead to a concept called as socialization. And when you talk about socialization process, it is nothing but a process through which a biological child acquires a certain cultural identity. Even if you may be hailing from one particular culture, and when you go and settle down in another culture, okay, in that case you need to acquire the characteristics of that particular culture to be recognized as one among them. Okay, if you are from a community A, from a culture A, and you leave to another place B, you need to have the characteristics of B to be recognized there. And this process of getting used to this the next new situation, that is called as the socialization process. So here you see a lot of learning may happen here. So, or you can say it is learning process in which groups interact and learn social norms and also develop themselves. Okay, so we see that we might be familiar with the statement of Aristotle that man is a social animal. Okay, man is a social animal was a statement given by Aristotle, and here we can say that this statement itself gives us a clear idea that you need to be socialized and how much socialization is important in human life. Okay, so he meant that an individual who is unsocial, okay, who is unsocial naturally, is not able to, then it means that he is not considered as a human being, or who isn't a human at all. Okay, so in that case we are able to see that how important socialization is in human life. So, what are the features of socialization? When we look into the features, socialization is a continuous process. Okay, you can see that it is not going to stop suddenly. Socialization has to happen from birth till death. Okay, from birth till death, you need to socialize. So, wherever and whichever stage you are, you need to understand people. So, it is continuous and it is a lifelong process. Okay, and you can see that it is both formal and informal. So formal, you can say that in a school or in a college or in a university or in the workplace, you can see that formal socialization takes place when you need to get used to the situations there. And informal is the other society, your house, your environment, your people around you, your friends, your family, so all those things. So in that place, how are you going to socialize yourself? Okay, socialization, you can't say it's only formal or only informal, but both has to take place simultaneously. Okay, and you can see that it imparts discipline. Okay, because once you socialize with your culture, with your society, then you will have the basic discipline also imparted in you. So it affects the behavior and conduct of the child, because socialization talks about how you get used to the situation, even to a particular set of rules and regulations of a school or of the college or in the family. So how you get along with the set rules and regulations. So in that case, you can say that it is going to impart discipline. So these are the features of socialization. The next one is factors of socialization. When you see about the factors of socialization, three main factors are discussed here. Social interaction. So you need to interact socially in the family, in the neighborhood, schools, friends, community, everywhere. Okay. So in that social interaction, how it is made possible is through imitation of others. You look at somebody, you feel that that person is inspired. You feel that it would be better if you are going to imitate that person. Then in that case, you can say that you are imitating them and thereby you're trying to interact with the society. The next, suggestions. When you are imitating certain people's actions, certain people's words, there will be other people who will suggest you, yes, you can do this. Here you can see the parents will suggest, the society will suggest, the teachers will suggest. So when the interaction, during this interaction, you have certain suggestions, and at times you see that you have the sympathy and empathy. So when you need to understand where you need to initiate a conversation and where you need to stop, so all those things are going to be there. You need to have some sympathy when you are interacting also, because only then you will be able to empathize with the peers or with the fellow people. Okay, the next one is identification. So identification, when you see, it is nothing but like how you objectify certain things. Okay, the identification of a child with respect to the people around them or with respect to the objects around them, in that will help the child to be sociable. Okay, you can see that whatever things the child is seeing in the house, when the child is able to see the same thing outside, the child will not feel alienated. The child will feel, okay, these things are very common to me, these things are very familiar to me. Okay, so whatever is random, whatever is natural, the child will not see. When you put in a new place wherein you are not familiarized with certain things, then we will feel very difficult to socialize. So identification of the objects. So when, even if you put in a new place, you have to look in for something which is familiar and something which makes you feel comfortable enough to socialize. And the next one is the language. Okay, so this is very important. When a child is first born, a child doesn't have language. Okay, the child doesn't know. But what will happen? The child will start uttering certain syllables, will make some sounds from which the child will learn the language and then will be able to socially interact. And so language plays a very major role in socialization. If you go to a new place and you don't know the language at all, it is very difficult for you to socialize. And thus we can say that language is going to be yet another important factor for socialization. Okay, so all these we've seen here. Hope you've understood this. So we'll just learn little more about this in the upcoming videos. Hope it is useful for you. Share it with your friends who are preparing for the teacher eligibility test exams, so that you can learn together and grow together. Thank you, everyone.